Hello students and welcome to our today's class. In our today's class, our discussion will be on currency conversion. Currency conversion is that part of mathematics whereby we focus on exchange rates because we know different countries have got different currencies and different currencies have actually different values. Like in Kenya, we normally trade using Kenyan shillings. You go to Uganda, you have the Ugandan shillings. You go to South Africa, we have the South African rand. You go to US, we have the US dollars. You go maybe to to a country like Japan, they have the Japanese yens. So these countries, because they are using different currencies, when it comes to international trade, you will find that the buyer's currency must be converted into the seller's currency so that actually trade can be able to take place. So in this topic, we are going to see how do we convert currency from one currency of a particular country to the currency of another country so that we can have the value of the two currencies and actually for the trade to take place. Like for example, here in Kenya, I want to buy something like a computer from US. Maybe that particular computer is being sold at 1,000 US dollars. So somebody might ask, how much am I going to pay, which will be equivalent to 1,000 US dollars? So that aspect is going to be understood if we cover this particular area on currency conversion. So the currency conversion that we are going to discuss here, it is actually about the rates of exchange, whereby you buy a particular product from a different country, and then now you use the rates of exchange to convert your currency into the seller's currency for you to be able to know the amount of money that you are going to pay. These exchange rates, they are normally actually found in the banks or the forex or the foreign exchange bureaus. So in the foreign exchange bureaus, they normally buy and sell foreign currencies using the prevailing exchange rates. So you will find that they are going to have the buying versus the selling, uh, exchange rates. Like for example, here, maybe it is one USD. You will find that maybe the foreign exchange bureau or the bank it is buying it at 100.30, but it is selling it at 100.85. You will realize that the buying will be slightly lower than the selling because this is actually a business also. Say they will buy this one USD at a slightly lower price and then they sell it at a slightly higher price. The difference between these two is actually the profit. So I want you to understand this. When you go to the foreign exchange or to the bank to exchange the foreign currency, you need to understand here that when you are taking the foreign, if you have the foreign currency, let me come to Kenya. Like for example, you have the dollars, the US dollars, and you want to convert them into Kenyan shilling. When you approach the bank will actually buy those US dollars from you and then give you the Kenyan shillings. So point, uh, from the bank's point of view, you need to understand what is going to do. If I go to the bank with the USD, that is the foreign currency, the bank will buy those foreign currencies and give me the Kenyan shillings. If, for example, I want the USD, but I have the Kenyan shillings, if I go to the bank will sell to me. The bank will sell to me. So anytime you are converting the currency, you need to put yourself in the shoes of the bank. And then you ask yourself, what will the bank do? Will it buy or sell? If a local has got the currency for that country, then the bank is going to sell. If the person has got the foreign currency and wants to get the local currency for that particular country, the bank or the foreign exchange bureau will buy from you. There's this question that was shared in your notes on your dashboard, which was talking about a tourist left Kenya to the United States with 1 million Kenyan shillings. At the airport, which is the Kenyan airport, he exchanged all the money to dollars and spent 190 USD on air ticket, where in US he spent 4,500 USD for upkeep and proceeded to Europe. While in Europe, he spent 2,000 euros. How much euros did he remain with? So we need to come here. We were given actually the foreign exchange table, and this was how the table was looking like. So this is what you are given. You are given a table that is having the buying and selling, and these are in Kenyan shillings and Kenyan shillings. So you are given that one USD was being bought by the bank at 91.65 and being sold at 91.80. One euro was being sold at 103.75 and being sold at 103.93. Now, this is the question. The person had 1 million Kenyan shillings and was heading to US. So in that case, he converted the local currency, which is Kenyan, to USDs. So you need to ask yourself, the person had shillings and now wants to get the USDs here. So if he approaches the bank, because he have the Kenyan shillings, he's going to get the USD through selling. The bank will sell the USD. Remember here again, the bank will buy and sell foreign currencies. Because the person has shillings and is a Kenyan, so if he approaches the Foreign Exchange Bureau, the Foreign Exchange Bureau will sell the USD. It will not buy the USD because the person has the shillings, and once the USD, the bank will sell the USD. So we normally use now this case the selling exchange rate. So you need to come here and you say if 91.80 shillings is equivalent to 1 USD. That is to say, if you have these shillings, you are able to acquire 1 USD. What about this person who has got a million? A million shillings is going to be equivalent to how many USD? Actually, it's going to be a million times 1 all over 91.8. So this person is actually going to get 10,893.25 USDs. That is what he's going to get. Now, these are in USDs. Now you are told he spent 190 on air ticket. He spent 190 on air ticket, and also the moment he arrived in US, he used also 4,500 for upkeep. So that means the total expenditure for that particular person was 190 plus 4,500. This is actually what he spent. 190 for ticket and 4,500 for upkeep. So the remainder, what is going to remain with is going to be the 10,893.25 minus the expenditure now, which is 190 plus 4,500. You will find that this person is going to remain with 6203.25 USD. After spending on a ticket and upkeep, is going to remain with 6,203.25 USD. Now you are told these USDs were converted into euros. These USDs were converted into euros. What do you need to do? Remember, the table is giving us the conversion rates, but the conversion rates here we have in shillings. So what we need to do is for this particular person, first of all, to convert this USD into shillings, and then using the shillings now, we can be able to buy the euros that we need before the person proceeds to Europe. So if the person has got this USD and wants to get what? The the shillings, and wants to get the shillings, he's going to buy the shillings because he has got the USD and wants to get the shillings, he's going to buy the shillings using this particular exchange rate. So we can come here and we say If 1 USD is equivalent to 91.65 shillings, what about 62? This is 6203.25 is going to be equivalent to how much? So it's going to be 6203.25 times 91.65. You will find that the person is going to get actually 568 278.86. These are actually shillings. So that now with these shillings, he can be able to acquire the euros. If he approaches the bank to acquire the euros with these shillings, the bank will sell the euros. The bank will sell those euros. So we need to understand that here, if he goes and buys the euros, the bank will be selling from that particular perspective. So he's going to acquire 568 to 78.86 divide by, because we are using the selling part for him to acquire the euros, we are going to use 103.93. So he's actually going to get 54 70.3 euros. Those are the euros that is going to acquire. And we are told that while in Europe he spent 2,000, while in Europe he spent 2,000, and the question was talking about now how much euros will he remain with. The amount of euros he's going to remain with is actually going to be 5470.3 minus 2,000. So you will realize the person will have to actually remain with 3470.3, and these are the euros. These are the euros the person is going to remain with. So the point of emphasis here, you need to understand when the person is approaching the exchange bureau, what will the exchange bureau do? Will it buy or sell, so that you can be able to understand the rates that we are going to use, because the rates are always in the buying or the selling. But the buying and the selling, it is from the bank. If you are taking the foreign exchange, the foreign currency rather, the bank is going to buy. If you want the foreign exchange or the foreign currency rather, the bank is going to sell them to you. So you need to understand the buying and the selling that are given here, it is not from the individual who is actually exchanging, it is from the bank. The bank is buying or selling depending on what you have. If you have the local currency, then you need to buy, but the bank is going to sell. If you have those foreign currency and you need to convert them into local, then the bank is going to buy for you. As for your case, you will be selling, but the bank is going to be buying. So you use the buying exchange rate. Thank you very much. I want you to go ahead and do the exercise questions that I gave you, and always feel free to contact me when you have any issue. Thank you very much.